Hi, I'm Miss Hearn. Let's get started. In this video, we're going to talk about rewriting the equation of a circle in center radius form. The instructions on the particular exercise from my math lab actually say use completing the square to write in standard form, but different books refer to this format in different ways. I would like to call it center radius form because it has the center HK and the radius R that you can just look at the equation and you can find those. So we're going to start with this equation and we're going to rearrange it by completing the square to get it to look like this. So first of all, let's get the x's and y's together. So we have x squared plus 7x, and then we have plus y squared minus 6y equals, and I'm going to add that 3 over to the other side. Alright, so then what we need to do is we need to figure out what we're going to add to each one of these parts of the polynomial to create a perfect square trinomial. And it's always since there's no coefficient in front of either the x squared or the y squared, all we have to do is take half the coefficient of the linear term. So what I mean by that is the coefficient of the x here and the coefficient of the y here. So here I'm going to take half of 7, and that's going to be 7 halves. And we're going to square that number. And we know that this is going to be the number that I need to add here. And whatever I add on the left, I also have to add over on the right as well. So I'm going to add 49 fourths. And over here, on this side too, 49 fourths. Then over here, we're going to take half of negative 6, which is negative 3. And we're going to square the negative 3. That gives us 9, so we're going to add 9 as well. Alright, now one reason I like to write this part as 2 steps, taking half and then taking that number and squaring it, is because the number you get right here when you take half, that number is always how you factor the trinomial. So for example, for the x's, you're going to have x plus 7 halves squared. And for the y's, you're going to have y minus 3 squared. You can check, if you FOIL that out, you're going to get what you started with. And then over here, we just have to add by getting a common denominator. So 3 is the same as 12 fourths, and 9 is the same as 36 fourths. And we're adding that to 49 fourths. So let's see, that would be 48 fourths plus 49 fourths is going to be 97 fourths. Okay, so this is the form of the circle that we were looking for. And now we need to get the center and the radius. So the center is the h. It's the number that's being subtracted from x. Of course, this doesn't match up exactly with the formula because it's written as addition. So think of it as x minus negative 7 halves, right? That would be the same as a plus. So the h that we're looking for is negative 7 halves. It's always going to end up being the opposite of the sign that's here. So your center will have an x coordinate of negative 7 halves, and then it's going to have a y coordinate. The y is, the k is the number being subtracted from y, so that's going to be 3. Again, the opposite sign from there. And then your radius, so in the formula, this is r squared, this number. So if r squared is 97 fourths, that must mean that r is the square root. Could be plus or minus, but since it's a radius, it's the distance, so we always use the positive square root. And then we don't like having a fraction under a radical, so I'm going to take the square root of each part. So that's going to be the square root of 97 over 2. So the radius r is the square root of 97 over 2. Okay, so now we've found the center and the radius.